Alright, so I wanted to do a quick video on how to change the riding modes on the Ducati 899 Panigale. I picked up this bike earlier this year, and it's the first bike I've ever had that had electronics. So I'm going to turn this on. So on the screen you can already see I'm currently in the sport mode. So the bike has three modes. It has a race mode, a sport mode, and then a wet mode. And depending on which mode you're in, you'll change the different settings here. So the DQS is either on or off. That's the Ducati quick shifter. EBC, which is currently on the #1 setting, is your engine braking system. DTC is the traction control system, and then ABS is the anti-lock braking system. So by default, the bike will switch to factory settings depending on what mode you are for those three parameters. So if I click my controls here, which on this bike is basically the turn signal button, which is kind of annoying because when you go and cancel your turn signals, a lot of times you'll trigger the mode selection, but it won't change the mode. You actually have to have the throttle off and then hold this button down. It feels like at least 3 seconds. Even if you press it while you're going, it's not going to change on you. So it's kind of more of a nuisance than anything. So again, to change the mode, you click this button, and then you'll see the three modes show up, and then you can see the arrow. If I click it again, it goes down to wet. If I click it again, it goes up to race, and so on. So I'll go to race, hold the button down, switches over, and then you'll notice that the mode changed on the EBC, DTC, and ABS. Likewise, if I go down to wet, hold it down, they changed again. The wet mode is actually pretty good for, I tend to use it more for what I call goat trail roads. So like those, if you've ever been on like a mountain pass road that becomes like a single lane, really bumpy, really windy, really tough to even get much speed going. I find the wet mode throttle response to be super forgiving. So that engine map works well in those environments. So those are the default settings. So if you want to customize that depending on the mode, what you can do is actually on the bottom here, there's a little toggle button. If you hold that down and you just keep holding it, you'll set up the bike into the setting menu. So if I use my little toggle here, I go up, this is for units, so I'm looking for RM. There it is. Click here. And then this is that familiar mode setting screen, so you can see the flashing arrow and you can pick which mode you want. So I pick race, and what you can do is you can actually toggle over. So I can either have DQS on or off, and if I go again, there's ABS. So if I click there, now I can actually custom tune the level of ABS I want in race mode. So by default it's 1, but if I wanted level 2 or level 3, I could have that too. So it's totally customizable. I'm going to leave it at 1. Go to exit here, and then you can either commit it to memory or you can restore your default settings and toggle through all those settings. Things like that. And then likewise you can do that, customize it for sport or wet mode as well.